Robot Ketchup.
Today's episode of Robots Catch Up is shot from my in law's house after visiting my mom and dad. Yesterday, I went to the garage and found a box of action figures that I had completely forgotten about. So, without further ado, let's go through the history of this collection of figures. So, the first one right here, I got in a bargain bin at a comic book store. I think it's an Outer Spaceman, but I'm not 100% sure about that. But kind of look like Mars Attacks, and maybe sort of the aesthetics of one of the Star Wars characters. Maybe it's the medic droid. I don't know. I saw it. I loved it. I had to have it. Uh, these are from Bone. That's Phone Bone and just Bone. Pretty slick. I love the comic, so when I saw him, I had to have him, so I got him. And then I've never known anything about uh, Astro Boy. I just think he's dope figure, so I picked it up. And this gold one is one of my earliest buys that I wasn't particularly like. I didn't want it, but the guy who had it said you never see action figures of this. So in that instance, I was like, okay, well I have to have that, so I bought it. And then these little guys came in this capsule right here, and it was at an arcade at one of our local malls. And this is before I was an avid Transformers collector. So I knew what the Diaclone pilots were, but I didn't know what Diaclone was. And I thought I might have stumbled on something really cool here. So I saw them, and again, instantly fell in love and dropped a couple quarters in and picked up a couple of them. So let's check it out. Usagi, I've always loved the character, Usagi Yojimbo, rather. Um, but I'll be honest with you, I've never actually read any of the comics. And then Baron Zemo and Cap here were in a bargain bin. And you'll notice that Baron has been augmented slightly. Way back when I was going to do a custom figure using this guy. And then there's Raydeen in the back there. He's just kind of a cheaper plastic figure, but really nice. I like it. It sort of stood the test of time, especially since I haven't really taken care of it. Down you go. And then this one was like, I hunted this guy for a long, long time. This is Commander Cash from RoboCop. He's like a character that appeared in the TV show commercials. Well, commercials within the show, on the show. I just thought it was a really brilliant concept, and I love the design. So I went to KB a bunch to try and get a hold of him, and one day I found him, and I loved it, so I bought it and opened it. And this is Earthworm Jim, and anything Doug TenNapel, the creator's ever done, I've just been in love with. So that's why I picked this guy up. And then this is from the Robotech line right here. This is Scott Bernard. The helmet comes off, but I don't have a tripod, so I can't do that. Maybe I can. Oh, if I rip the head off, I'm gonna be so. All right, we're not doing that. Anyhow, I've always loved the Cyclones, and that's why this is in my collection, because I love it. The figures aren't the greatest. Actually, they're kind of fragile, but yeah, it's just a really dope design, and like I love it a bunch. And last but not least, there's RoboCop, and again, he works. I couldn't believe it. Like when I pulled it out of the box that he worked in like this little metal piece. That thing, well, not metal piece, but it looks like he's like giving you the bird. But that part in the movie was still there, and this thing, I think there's a spring in there, but I was inspecting it last night, and I just don't know what it does. I think there's other appendages and other toys, but yeah, that's how that works. Anyway, that's this edition of Robot Catch Up, and yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon.